Hello, this is a quick video to show some of the updates that have happened to the seed file and drawing set expectations that are presented in the drawing checklist. And so here I have open the marked up drawing set that we provide as an example, and some quick things that we've updated on this page. For example, since we design for a primary and secondary lag load, depending on the component, if it's the overall structure or if it's an isolated part of the superstructure, you use two different loads. So those are now listed on the cover sheet. We've added material properties so that everything's here for our assumptions. And we also have the cable breaking strength. So that's dependent on what you're using. And I've also added how many clamps you need per cable, the spacing, and then the torque that they need to be to. As you potentially noticed that currently the drawings, it shows nowhere how many clamps are required and what their spacing are, and we always have to refer to the manual, so we've included it here. So really this is an all one-stop shop document in the field, which is the most ideal, so you're not looking through other things, but you're welcome to cross-check the numbers if you want. Those are the main changes on the first page. The second page, we've added more to this notes section, since now we have a required check for the construction sag. And so in the field, there is a limit to where we want you to hoist the cables to. Typically we pull the cables really tight so that they can sag over a time period, and then we lower them even more, but we don't want to pull the cable super tight that it's going to break the winch and cause a failure. And so part of the calculations now required is figuring out what that point is. And so we want you guys to also put that on the drawing. So that's what this construction sag is. So I put my sag value, the percentage that I've calculated, and what the measurements are for the saddles, from the left and right. And then, as we've done before, hoisting sag is here. So my 4.7% of the sag for this particular design, and then my F values from the left and right towers. And then design sag, we're just putting the sag distance, which is your percentage times your span. And then we're not showing a left and right because you should be showing that up here, or at least you're showing it from the left for this 383 centimeters value. And then you can calculate from the right by adding delta H. And so we want to see the percentage you're using here and what you're using for your calculations, but then you just need to show it up here. So these numbers, so this 383 centimeters should not match your F left for hoisting or construction sag. That's only for design sag. And that is all that's new on this one. A few other small changes I want to clarify for the custom abutment pages. Dimension 1M is the back slope of the soil. Previously, it wasn't exactly clear what we were looking for, but we want to be able to see this number on your drawings to check if it's between 0 and 5 degrees, 5 to 10, or greater than 10 degrees, so that we can check your calculations. And then another change is these dimensions 1K and 1J, where previously it was showing the height of the anchor and the height of the wall, but we know the height of your anchor by looking at another sheet. And really we need to know here how deep to dig the hole for the anchor and how high the approach ramp should go at the anchor. And so we've changed these dimensions, I'll zoom in here, to be from bottom of anchor to grade and grade to the top of the ramp. So these dimensions should really help in the field. And so those are those changes. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, anchor A7, you can go to that sheet. That's this one. Here I can see my anchor is 150 centimeters. So if I need to figure out other dimensions in the field, I can also do that. So then I also just wanted to show really quickly in the seed file how some of this is working. So when you have your file, your seed file, Typically you're working in this space, you're not required to, but it's presented here. When you come into the title, depending on if you're doing your Bolivia English set, your Eswatini set, or your Bolivia Spanish set, they all look slightly different. And so the version you're using, when you bring this in, you're ready to populate it, you can really just start here at the first set of X's, and you can go through and fill out. Oh, you can't see it yet. There it is. Okay, so you can fill out all this information on this title page. So it's all the information about the site, and then it goes into concrete strength, cable breaking strength, freeboard, the cables, more information on the cables. Then it goes down into the bottom title block area. And so you'll notice it kind of does a motion where it's like the bridge information, and then it goes over to design data, and then it goes down to the title block. And so you should be able to just go through this and fill out every single piece of information. When you get down to like the revision parts, you only have to do one revision at a time. But that is the end. So you can just fill out the revision that you're on, and then you can escape out of that. But like I said, here we have the live load per secondary is always 4.07, but you're able to put in your dead load and your live load, the strength of concrete that you're assuming, your cable breaking strength, the weight of concrete that you're assuming, and then what your freeboard is, and then again here the cable, the amount of clamps you need, what their spacing is, and the torquing for your selected cable for the bridge. And again, the index, filling this out as necessary.